There's abundance coming. There's overflow coming to the remnant. But first, God had to expose our motives. Do you know you can't fool God? You can tell God, God, I won't never do this again. God, I won't never do that again. God, I'll do this if you do that. He always knows our heart. He always knows our motives. He always sees in the future. And He always knows what we're going to do before we even do it. But there's an overflow coming because He has exposed our motives, and our alignment has taken place where our vision and our purpose, our giftings, are aligned with Him. Things that God could not trust us with in the past, He can now trust us with because we've been through the fire. That's right, we've been through it. We have been through the trial of it so that He could show us that it's not by might, it's not by power, but by His Spirit. And so He could also show us what He's trying to get done in the earth. What is the wealth transfer? Well, let me explain to you that there are two of them going on. And both of those wealth transfers, and I don't hear people talk about this, and that's why I wanted to explain it. Both of these wealth transfers are found in Proverbs 13 and 22. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth, next, so that's the first transfer, and I'm going to show you something. And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. The first part, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. That's the first transfer. That's the transfer in the natural. And that has to do with the baby boomers that were born between 1946 and 1964. Those baby boomers are between the ages of 60 and 78 years old. They were the ones who grew up with parents who lived through the Great Depression. Those folks kept their money. They didn't spend their money. That wealth transfer in the natural is about to take place to my generation. I was born in 1971. Those folks that have between $84 and $124 trillion worth of assets, commodities, cash, other things, properties, are transferring that wealth to my generation and the other generations that will be ahead of me. Then that transfer is starting to take place now because some of those folks are beginning to age out. So that's the first transfer, the one where it says a good man or woman leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And then the next transfer, the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. People don't realize this in the world, but wealth was never meant to be accumulated for the sinner. Never. Wealth was supposed to be accumulated for God and God's people. People have used wealth and money for evil. God has exposed the hearts of people that are evil, and God's exposed your heart and my heart and our motives as well. He's lined our will up with His will because the wealth transfer has to do with God getting His purpose done in the earth. It has to do with winning souls. It has to do with making plans for releasing the gift that's on the inside of you. If I had the money to do so, because this is in my heart, I would give my book, Believe One More Day, to every person in a hospital, in a jail cell, in a treatment center, sitting in their living room crying with tears in their eyes, not knowing what to do, where to go, relationship problems, health problems, financial problems, whatever they're going through. What would you do right now if you had all the resources in the world, if you had all the overflow in the world, and it's coming, and God is watching what we're doing now? I have learned that if I do a lot with a little, God will let me do a lot with a lot. And that's why I get up every day. I pray. I ask the Lord, Lord, what do you want me to share on my YouTube channel? I go in my private practice and at work, and I see my clients, and I speak life unto them and not death. I give them hope and encouragement through God's Word, through changing their mindsets and habits In my life coaching business, I'm helping people move through and navigate different problems. And if I had $14 billion in the bank, you know what I would do every day? I'd get up and do the same thing. Why? Because that's what my gifting is. That's what I feel empty on the inside when I'm not doing the will of the Lord. If I'm not doing the will of the Lord, I just feel empty. I think about people like Oral Roberts and Lester Sumrall, some of the old timers that were great men of God. These men died. Some of them with preaching engagements, set up, ready to do another book. One of my mentors, Kelly Varner, he passed away laying in his recliner. They said that he was proofreading his next book that he was about to release, and he laid it on his chest, and he went to sleep. The wealth transfer is taking place in the natural, and I don't want to upset the baby boomers. I don't want anybody to get mad at me. But look, you can't live to be 120, 150, 200 years old. It's just a fact. This is happening in the natural, and some of you baby boomers are going to live longer, and I hope you do. But let me tell you something. This is your responsibility. Baby boomers need to be thinking about, where do you want to leave your wealth? Where do you want to leave it? There are people in my life right now, I love them a lot, but there ain't no way in the world I'd leave them 10 cents if I was to pass away. You know why? Because I know they wouldn't use it as unto the Lord. That's right. Money takes on the personality of the person that has it. Money is not evil. The Bible doesn't say money is evil. It says money is the root to all sorts of evil. Money takes on the personality of the person who has it. So if a person is a drug addict and you give them money, guess what? It takes on the personality of a drug addict. If you give money to somebody who's trying to do the work of the Lord, guess what? It takes on, Mother Teresa, you give her money, what's she going to do with it? Of course, she's going to serve people with it. What are you going to do with the resources that God is about to give you? That is the question. And baby boomers who are leaving wealth, what are you going to do with the wealth that you are leaving behind? How are you going to position your wealth if you're not here to do certain things? How are you going to position your wealth to be used for the glory of the Lord? This is about souls. There are things that we are passing on to the next generation, that torch, that we'll have rewards for when we get to heaven because we used our resources wisely. Get in alignment. Find your assignment in 2026. Get in alignment with God's will for your life and get, I'm telling you, your assignment, your purpose, abundance, clarity, and purpose. That's what the Lord has spoken over us for this year. I love you. May the Lord be with you. May He give you grace. May He give you peace. May His face shine upon you. Get some wisdom. Ask the Lord, Lord, what do you want me to do? Because it's coming. And it's not for you to drive Rolls Royces or build 12-bedroom house. It's coming so that you and I can do the work of the Lord. And I'm excited about that part. I want God to use me. I tell you what, I got hardly where I don't even sleep 5 hours a night, 4 hours a night. I get excited about getting up and helping people. Get up and helping people and doing the work of the Lord. Get excited about the gifting that God has for you. Begin practicing, begin doing a lot with a little so God can let you do a lot for a lot. I love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. If you have a prayer request, put it in the comment section. There's other ways to connect with me. believeonemoreday@gmail.com. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.